My name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. I have been solving math problems for GMAT out of this book here, the GMAT Review, the official guide. If you do not have this book, it's important that you buy one immediately. You will find it at mba.com. The problem that I'm about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 173, problem solving number 159. Let's take a look at it. It says that the product of integers w, x, y, and z w, x, y, and z, that product is 770. We are also told that w is more than 1, and x is more than w, and y is more than x, and z is more than y. The question simply is, what's the value of w plus z? That's all they're asking. What's the value of w plus z? Let's get going. Let's get going. 770 is what we are told the product of these four integers is. So our first job is actually obviously figure out what these four integers might be, keeping in mind that they all have to be more than 1. In other words, they cannot be negative and they cannot be fractions. So let's try it. The very first thing that comes to my mind, I don't know about you, but the very first thing that comes to my mind if I want to break this down into 4 so that the 770 shows up as a product of 4 numbers, the very first thing that comes to my mind is to divide it up into 77 and a 10. Because 77 times 10 will be 770. How can I divide 77 further? There is only one way you can break 77 into 2 parts, which is 7 times 11. That's all. There is no other way. How can I break 10? Well, I can break 10 into, I suppose you could do 77 times 1. You could break that 77 into 77 times 1, but that would be silly and futile because we are told that everything has to be more than 1. Similarly here, I can break up 10 into 5 times 2. Of course, you can also write 10 as 10 times 1, but again, we cannot do that because they all have to be more than 1s. Hence the importance of this part of the information, that they have to be more than 1. This part, the fact that they are in this order, will come into play when we actually try to figure out this part, because we're going to have to arrange them in order. So we're almost done, that's it. So let's arrange them in order. That's all it is. In other words, 7 times 11 times 5 times 2 has to equal 770. Let's arrange them in order. So this is going to be same as 11. Well, let me start with the smallest one. Let me start with the smallest one because we have the smallest one here. 2 times 5 times 7 times 11. There we go. We are done. Almost done. So this is our w. This is our x. This is our, I shouldn't write the multiplication sign like this. Well, here is okay. Because we're going to confuse the x with the multiplication sign. So w, x, y, and z. And that's all. And they are looking for the value of w plus z. Your w is 2. And your z turns out to be at the very end. Where is z? Right here is z. W, x, y, z. Because I put them in order and just write down the letters underneath. That's all. So z would have to be 11. That's it. As long as 13 is one of the answer choices, we are all set. Let's take a look at it. Oh, there you go. Answer choice B. And that's all that is. You just have to figure out how to break this 770 into 4 parts so that their product is 770. And the question is, how do you go about breaking it? Break it up in a logical way. I could have started out with 2 times something, but that would have been a sheer waste of time. It's not going to get, it's going to get me someplace at the end eventually, obviously, but it will take a long time if I start out with 2, because we're not looking for all possible factors of 770. I'm just looking for a big thing that work out. Anything that works out that satisfies this order, and we found one. That's all. For those of you who are familiar with the terminology, what we have found here, it has a name. What we have found here, it has a name. What we have found are the prime factors of 77. Prime factors of rather 770. They did not say that, but that's what they were looking for. You find the prime factors. Why are they called prime factors? Because they are all prime numbers. 2 is a prime number, so is 5, so is 7, so is 11. 2, for those of you who forget about it, 2 is the only even number that is the prime number. A prime number is one that cannot be divided up by anything except by itself and 1. And 2 meets this condition. 2 is the only number. The only number that 2 can go into is 2 itself and 1. And therefore it's a prime number. 5 is a prime number, 7 is a prime number, 11 is a prime number. That's what we were looking for. Even though they do not say that in a problem, and you do not need to know this thing, as I just threw in the extra information just for your knowledge. That was it. That was the end of it. I hope you found it helpful. If you wish to purchase my DVDs that I have put together, which contain the solutions to all the math problems, 250 problem solving questions, 150 data sufficiency questions. If you wish to purchase any of those questions, send me an email. Or if you wish to hire me for personal private tutoring, again, send me an email. Go to my website at www.prep4gmat.com and you will find it and send me an email and we'll talk. Alright? Thank you.